It's time for a little update from Crossroads Village and Huckleberry Railroad. As you know, with the pandemic and all, there was no summer season in 2020, and as thus there was no Railfans weekend, and the village only opened for Halloween and Christmas for drive-through viewing only, so the train wasn't operating. But since then, things have changed around here to a certain extent that I wasn't able to fill you in. I'm back here at the shops volunteering with the Mid-Michigan group, mainly on our layout, but there's some stuff that the friends have done, and we're looking forward to Railfans weekend this year. Meanwhile, the railroad shop crew has gotten some stuff done, and the parks have funded a new building, a new storage shed for some of the rail cars, which is ongoing right now. It's a pretty long building. In fact, you can see 464 in here in storage for the time being. There's no sides on the building, but there is a door at the moment. They're going to be putting the sides on pretty soon, and it's long enough. It fits a good amount in here. 6 cars, I think. Yeah, looks like. These are the bigger cars. So you got car 40 and 100 down here, and along with one of the open air cars here. We also got 316, the combine. So it can fit 5 full-size cars in there. I really think they should have did it on both tracks as well, but you know, funding. I'll get a look at the other side here for you. Yeah, so we got the 464 in here in the new building. Yeah, not much to it. Like I said, just storage. I think they should have made it so it went over both of these tracks, and then they could get pretty much all the equipment they need covered. But you know, it is the park, so it is government. So yeah, but you can see down that way, still a little bit of track work, but they got all the ballast in, and they got new ties still off to the side here. They're working on a lot of projects. In fact, we're going to go out to the East Loop here just outside the village and take a look at some of the work that's being done out there. But other than that, I mean, stuff's being moved around and, you know, worked on. 152 is going to be, again, operating this year. That's the plan right now. And, of course, there's a new diesel coming, another center cab like the number 7. But it's been put up on Facebook now. The new engine number is going to be number 12. So we'll see what happens there, and hopefully it'll arrive this summer. And from what I'm told, that in trade for number 7 is gonna be part of the deal there. But number 7, I'm told, once that gets rebuilt by McHugh Locomotive out there in Pennsylvania, they've already sold it, is what I'm told. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I'm hearing online, is that they're so busy. Yeah, they got to they've already turned around and sold it. So it's gonna be sad to see it go, but you know, things change. I'm hoping they get a lot of good stuff for the better, and I think they're gonna get a lot of good years out of this number 12. So yeah, so from out here at the shops, let's go out to the East Loop now. Before we go out to the East Loop, I wanted to point out some other changes. The weed sprayer car here has some actual places to stand on now. And let's see, we got the small 4-wheel flats here all in a row. They've been doing some work. But probably the biggest thing is that I'm talking about a couple new freight cars out here. Well, new. But yeah, we got 2 former Rio Grande drop bomb gondolas here. And yeah, I believe one's 711 and the other is 769 or something like that. So yeah, they need a lot of work done to them, but the plan is to use them in the future, not just for photo freights, I guess, but for actual maintenance on the line. Yeah, they're gonna need a lot of work done to them on here. You can see, yeah. definitely all this wood up here needs to be replaced, I think, coming up. But yeah, this here 769, yeah. Or 768. It's hard to tell. Looks like an 8. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of rusted out a little in places, rotted out wood. Yeah. You can see up here, yeah, lots of work needed. So, yeah, but they're going to be a nice addition with the 464 when that gets rebuilt again. But I'm sure in the future here they're going to be working on these pretty soon, given the work that needs to be done. So, yes. Yeah, very interesting stuff has happened in the past year, even with the park closed. Yeah, it's just amazing what has happened despite all the bad stuff that's been going on in the world. So, yeah, like I said, track work along with that. So they made an investment, so the best thing you can do is make plans this year to come out here to Crossroads Village and Huckleberry Railroad to go through the village and ride the train and show your support. So yeah, make plans. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of work going on out here on Huckleberry Railroad, and one of the big projects on the line itself is the west loop out here by the village. And there's a lot of track work going on. They replaced a bunch of ties a few years back, and now they gotta replace the rest of them. And another thing is they want to replace all the rails with a heavier rail. You can see quite a pile of spikes here by the port, John. Yeah, I think these are all new too. And yeah, all the tie plates are ready. Got the new rail here to be bent into place and spiked onto the ties. Not sure. Like I said, they needed tie work too, so it doesn't look like any of them have been replaced yet, but that should be coming up pretty soon. So they'll do that and put the rails in place. And like I said, this is the heavier rail that needs to go on there. See, 115-pound rail to be exact. So like a lot of what's being replaced now, most of it is like 90-pound rail that's out here, especially here on the loop. The only places that have been replaced with 115-pound were the switch and the leads going into it. So like around there was 115 pounds, and on the other side of the hedge there. So yeah, a lot of stuff's going on. Looks like some kids have put some rocks on here. There. But yeah, they're, like I said, hasn't really been used at all in the past year, other than I guess for maintenance or whatever. No regular trains since the COVID-19 pandemic hit, closed down things. Well, with the regulations that the governor put on us, there wasn't really much room for running in Michigan, so like there was in other states where they seem to have a plan down and under control. But here's the plans for right now, is that yeah, the west loop, again, the west loop next to the village here is getting rebuilt. So we'll see how that goes, and it's getting the heavier rail and some new ties in there. It's gonna be like a whole new railroad when you come out here again this year. So make plans, like I said, make plans for summer 2021 and later on for Halloween and Christmas to come out this way. But especially try to make out for Rail Fans Weekend in August. This is the first full weekend in August. I think it's the 6th and 7th this year. So, okay. So again, Crossroads Village and Huckleberry Railroad. Here's your update for early 2021, making up for this past year.